What up, everybody? Today is our first Hiya Toys GXK product review. Call it whatever you will. Today, we are finally getting some of the GXK stuff. This is one of them. This is like default Godzilla, pre-evolved Godzilla, call it what you will. But you can say that this is the same one as King of Monsters one. I don't have any Hiya Toys Godzillas, except for the GVK one, so like this is my first time getting the default version of Godzilla. So I'm here to, I guess, let you know if this guy is worth picking up or not, because obviously we have a couple more Godzillas coming. So this will set you a roughly 70 bucks, which in the grand scheme of things, I think is pretty good. But I will reserve my thoughts on the price after we take the figure out of the package, because this is just the box so far. So, that being said, let's dive right into it. So, first things first, on the box here, we got the GXK logo, we got Godzilla. This is a very nice box. The pink and blue contrast going on here is pretty nice. And then on this side, you know, it just carries that all over the box. You got the blue on this side as well. The bottom, we have all of that as well. And at the top, like, it's very clean, and I like it. It's very clean. And at the back of the box here, we have just another glam shot of Godzilla. All this info, most of it is in Chinese. I mean, you can pause the video to read it anytime, but there you go. So let's open this. And here he is. Now, there are no accessories. There is nothing additional. This is all you're getting. I took a look through the box, and I remember for the GVK Godzilla I reviewed, it had a couple extra heads, and he had the atomic breath. So, it's the same price. This one, you're paying the same price, but you're getting less. You're getting just a figure. But is that really an issue? I don't think so. Because one thing I've noticed about Hiya's quality is it's there. It's in the fine line between S.H Monsterarts and Playmates. That's how I like to classify Hiya. It's taking the high-end quality you get from S.H Monsterarts, not in terms of looks, but in terms of like the material, just the quality of the figure, and the affordability you can get from a Playmates figure. I think Hiya is doing great as a company because they're having that balance for Godzilla and any other monster collectors. Anyone who just wants to afford some good quality Godzilla toys or figures, call it what you will, Hiya is definitely a go-to option for you. Because obviously S.H Monsterarts is expensive. Too expensive sometimes, and even some of the designs, as many people have been vocal about it, the lore isn't accurate with what it looks like. You look at the movie for like the design of Shimo, which was recently announced for S.H Monsterarts, and then you also have an upcoming Shimo figure for Hiya Toys. So you can see that Hiya is giving S.H Monsterarts a run for their money, literally. One thing that I always find surprising with S.H Monsterarts is, despite the ridiculous price tags, they have good quality in terms of the articulation as well as the size accuracy. Their Ghidorah, massive. Mechagodzilla, taller than Godzilla. And I think Hiya might be on that train as well. I haven't gotten enough Hiya Toys figures to really have that assumption, but looking at this Godzilla and looking at the other Godzilla I had, I can definitely feel the high-end quality because the figures are very sturdy. Even though the articulation is a bit stiff, you can see just for both of these Godzillas alone, there is quality in it. Granted that this head is a bit loose for the GVK one here, and there's a couple other GVK Godzillas that Hiya's made, which obviously I don't have yet, or some I might not even get, but we'll see. But this one I have is like the Exquisite translucent heat ray version. This one is pretty good for its colors, and that's something Hiya's been good at. This one is my second Godzilla from Hiya Toys, and this is the standard default look. And I did mention at the beginning, is this going to be the same as the King of Monsters default looking Godzilla? Because they have one. I think they have several for King of Monsters. I don't know if they did one for GVK. Maybe they did. So if you own one of those previous figures, I honestly don't think you need to buy this one. If I were you, I'd save the money to buy Pink Godzilla when that one drops. But because I don't have a default Godzilla from Hiya Toys, it made sense for me to pick this one up. So some may see it as a cheap re-release, then don't get it. Easy as that. I didn't get the re-release S.H Monsterarts Godzilla and Kong because I have those pretty much. I'm waiting for the new stuff. So this is for those like me who doesn't have a default looking Godzilla yet. And I want a default looking Godzilla. I don't want him to be glowing blue the whole time. That's what this Godzilla is for. So if anything, this is great for new collectors getting into Hiya for the first time. The details on this Godzilla is great. I mean, look at the textures. There is the scaliness. You can see the scaliness here, and the dorsal plates is also really nice. It's a little bit grayish, but I guess it makes sense. So this Godzilla is great because just by looking at the textures, you can tell that there's been care put into this. There is good quality. Looking at the head, you can see on his face, there's even details on his eyes. You can see his eyes. I mean, the camera is kind of, there you go, it's focused now, but you can see there is detail. He's got an eyeball. You can actually see it. It's not just some cheap recolor. And inside the mouth, there's also the tongue, and yes, the mouth can open and close. I much prefer this because the GVK Godzilla, I had to swap heads. I had to rip the head out and put a new one in for an open mouth. I don't like that because that just tampers with the quality of the ball socket. And the head is already loose as it is. It's like barely sticking on. At least it's somewhat articulable. It does do better because you can actually open and close the mouth. So, you can keep the mouth closed like that, or when he's roaring, there you go. It's good. Now, other bits of articulation, obviously you have the arms, which are stiff as anything. So I'm gonna have to play with it quite a bit for the joints to warm up. But it's there. You can also move the elbows a little bit, even though it's very stiff once again. Holy Jesus, these things are stiff. And then you can turn the waist, or sorry, the wrist, not waist. You can turn the hands. There you go. So there's good articulation there. There's good playability, and that's why this has, I believe, the similar playability as Playmates toys do. And then legs have articulation as well. You can see, move the leg and swivel the feet, move the whole leg. I don't know if you can move the knees. I'm pretty sure you can. It's just really stiff once again. But it's there. You can move it. And of course, the big one, waist articulation. This is something that S.H Monsterarts has as well, but it's sometimes very stiff. Now, Hiya Toys is also very stiff, as you can see, but it's doable. It's there. There's the turning point. I'm not going to put too much force into it, but you can turn the waist. And then finally, you have the articulation on the tail here. So just like S.H Monsterarts, the articulation can be very stiff at first. Actually, Playmates actually has that too sometimes. Their figures has very stiff articulation on first playing or first interaction when you first unbox it. I guess that's just the nature of all like the new toys. When you take a new toy out of the package, because this came straight from the production factory, I can see why. So you're gonna have to fumble with a bit, maybe get a hairdryer to warm up all the joints, then you can probably fiddle with it a lot better. Overall, I think this is a promising start. Even though I have this Godzilla, it's not my first Hiya Godzilla, but it's my first GXK. This is a great start from the GXK line of figures that they're doing. I am very excited to see what they have for Shimo and the other Godzillas incoming. And I do want to see a Hiya Toys Mecha Godzilla. That I would love to see it because S.H Monsterarts delivered with Mecha Godzilla. I really, really like that figure, as you will probably tell if you watch all my reviews. And for a standard looking Godzilla, standard, because this is, before all the powering up and all the heat ray and everything, this is what he'll look like. So I'm happy with what I got here. So I'll give this an 8 out of 10. Just warm up the joints a bit, and maybe we had some additional accessories that will also be great. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. And I will definitely continue to do more Hiya Toys because there is a lot. Hit the like button, subscribe, do all the good stuff, and we will see you in the next review. Bye for now.